For me, it is the end of this video, but for you, it is just the beginning, my dear viewer. I hope you will enjoy this video, and I ask that you consider liking and subscribing to the channel because it'll help me become a full-fledged VTuber someday, because that is my goal, to do VTubing full-time. But I can only do it with the help of people who subscribe and like the content. Before I start, I would like to bring up that this is a challenge video, sort of. I created a couple of challenges that are on screen right now that are just self-imposed challenges that I wanted to do. And in this video, I attempt to do them while playing in the hardcore version of Palworld. And hardcore is just basically permadeath. If your pals die, if your pals die, they're dead for permanently. They don't come back. And if you die, the world is deleted and you can't retry or return to the world. You have to start a brand new world. Luckily, as you can tell by the title, I survived in the 100 days, unlike my Minecraft one. But yeah, the challenges, I can say they are difficult because it's only 100 days. That's roughly 30-ish hours to get all those challenges done. So without further ado, I'll let you see if I complete those challenges or if I fail miserably. Begins how every one of these sandbox survival games goes, by gathering resources, constructing yourself a small little base to subjugate the world with, of course, because everyone needs a home base, constructing beds for your subservient pals to work in, and then constructing yourself a small base because, unlike pals, I actually have rights and can actually speak. And then by the end of the day, I crafted myself some clothing because, unlike pals, I actually need it to survive. Today is grow day, is where basically I just grow my crops, and by the end of the day, I crafted this big shield, which hopefully won't fail me in the long run when I go to fight stuff tomorrow. Today is Explorer Day. I'm basically just exploring around, capturing pals, and trying to catch pals, and exploring my local area. You know, until this happens and I just absolutely get my shit rocked and almost die. Well, I don't almost die, but I get enough damage done to me where I panic and retreat and return home. And then reorganize my pals and, you know, just let them hang around the base to construct my tools of war. Yep, that's it. This is the entire day. I just mined this rock for the entire day. Oh, in the long run, it is worth it. Right now, it's gonna seem worthless, but in the long run, trust me, it is worth it. So, I know it says day 6. Hear me out. I forgot to press record on day 5. This is the entire folder of all the footage. You can go through it. Day 5 is not up there. I forgot to press record. I apologize. It will not happen again. Anyways, I got the revenge on the penguin today, so that's good. And of course, I caught this bird, which totally won't have any significant impact on the story later in this video or anything like that. No. Don't pay attention to the text on screen. Anyways, the rest of the day was spent crafting 160 arrows. I'm not joking. I spent the rest of the day staring at the arrows. Today I used my pocket flamethrower to burn down some invaders and watch the light leave their eyes. And then the flamethrower got to work making more ingots for me. And then those ingots turned into a pickaxe that I crafted by the end of the day. This day consists of me committing some arson against the pal that I didn't mean to kill, but now I have to return later when it respawns, and then finding a dungeon and That's all. That's literally it for this entire day. Today was filled with loot collecting and then committing the casual arson crime against this poor cat that didn't deserve it, and then more looting. Today we crafted the grappling gun, and then later in the day I returned to catch the slithering frozen noodle that I killed on day 8. And this time I actually caught it since I didn't use the flamethrower this time. Day 11, I just explored around this desolate church. I found this very interesting person who I definitely won't buy stuff from later in the video. And then there's the PAL expedition station, but I don't use it yet, and I won't use it for a very long time until I defeat the first tower, which isn't for a while, I can tell you that right now. Today started with exploring a dungeon, of course, but you know, at the end of the dungeon I almost died again, so that's cool. And the EV clones almost killed me. And then after I collected the loot, I just sat there for a while thinking of how badly that could have ended if they would have gotten 1 or 2 more hits on me. But you know, that's not for me to think about right now. A day full of loot, looting all of the chests in the dungeon. And then by the end of the day, I incubated an egg. Today, we are going to challenge the Pen King. It's been on my bucket list for the past couple of days. We are going to challenge him to a 1v1, and we are going to win. I humbly apologize. I was not familiar with your game, sir. I want to humbly apologize. I defeated my first boss today, and I did more dungeon running. And that's literally all I did this entire day. Ooh, the whistle of free loot. I found it. Discards. Eh. Anyways, after gathering the loot, I returned home and I made a critical error here that I forgot I did. And it's probably the reason why something happens later in the playthrough that you'll find out about when that part comes up. I found an egg while I was exploring today. I took it back home and it takes an hour to hatch. Well, I guess it'll be a few days before this thing hatches, so I guess I'll check back in when it hatches. I caught a Dinosaur, probably one of my favorite early game pals in the game, so that's good. I also had to mine more Palladium fragments because I was running low on them, and I need them to craft more of the spheres to capture pals in, so I can gather more EXP. Today I got to feel what it's like to have streamer luck, and I got the purple crossbow schematic, which that's good. It's close to getting a legendary one. And I tested the Nightwing saddle today, and it's cool. Kinda slow though, to be completely honest. Kinda slow, but it'll do for now. The egg hatched today, the dark egg. It hatched into a completely useless pal that's never gonna see the light of day again. But at the end of the day, I got attacked. I'm not going to show the footage because I hate the nighttime in this game without the lamp. Here's day 21. I went around gathering EXP because I basically need to catch pals in order to gather EXP. On day 22 was a little bit more exciting because, well, I was exploring and I found this monstrosity of a base. I was gonna challenge it, but I saw their levels and I turned around because I'm not ready to fight that. Though, remember this base. It'll come up later. Trust me on this one. It comes up later. I built a new base on day 23. This is all the footage I'm going to show you because everything else I do is pretty much the same that thing that I already did before, and I'm not going to show boring footage. I found this file today, which I'm going to farm it throughout in the background throughout the rest of the playthrough. It'll help me express my Second Amendment right once I get the schematics to be able to do so. I also caught a Dinosaur, and then after catching said Dinosaur, I level up. This will be the last time you see my player level equivalent to the day number, because it never happens again. Today, I got my payback on Pen King and caught it, so that's good. I got my run back, and I went fishing for the rest of the day. Fishing is relatively new. When I first started playing Palworld, fishing did not exist, so it's relatively new to me. It could not be new to other people. I went exploring with my burb today. That's all I did. I'm only going to show this clip. The most significant thing I did on day 27 was I hunted down the gunpowder birds. So that's cool. I can harvest them for gunpowder, so I can use guns and ammo, and so I can craft ammo. Today is a fun day because out of this dark egg right here, I hatched a catress. One of my very favorite pals because it's a cat. Just don't look on the internet for this cat. There's reasons why you don't look on the internet for this cat. Anyways, the cat immediately joined my team, and I leveled it up using the equivalent of this game's equivalent of rare candy from Pokemon. The only thing of significance I did this day was I started crafting the purple bow, which will be a good damn DPS increase. Today, I finally got to test out the effectiveness of the purple crossbow, as I got a raid on the base of Wild Pals, which the crossbow performed exceptionally well, and I slaughtered all those pals. After that, I had my cat craft me a vial of health, which just basically permanently increases my health without having me to level up. And then, after that, I caught the Quivern. I don't know if I'm saying its name right, but I caught a Quivern, which if I breed it with a Chillet, I can hatch Anubis, which is a high leveled pal that you can't catch until you're level 47. And I really want it to take on the first boss. The only thing of significance that happens this day is I hatch Nightwing, which is another bird that I'm probably going to end up using. In the morning, I built a breeding station, which is part 1 of the beginning of the breeding saga. And I leveled up a Lunaris that I hatched the previous day, but I don't know where the footage is, and I'm going to be honest, I'm so deep into editing that I'm not going to go back and look for it. Anyways, I found another supply drop, and of course, being the loot gremlin that I am, I looted it, and I returned home and started the process of baking cakes. It takes so long to bake the cakes. I won't have it for a few days. Anyways, on day 33, I got the cakes, and I set the two up in the breeder, and I just left them for the entire day. That's all I did. That's all of note that happened this day. Today, I picked up the eggs from the breeding, and I took them to the incubator, and it takes 4 freaking hours to incubate this. And of course I get raided. Oh, well, time to commit more home defense. Anyways, after committing home defense later in the day, I figure out that if I use the heater thing, I don't know what it is called exactly, but if I use that, I can reduce the time on the incubation. Since I kind of forgot you could do that. On day 35, I returned to the desolate church to the shady man selling stuff, and I bought the multi-climate undershirt, which is it's really good, and it kind of eliminates the need to have cold or hot resistant armor. So it's very useful and will be useful in later days. The only thing I did note on day 36 was I fought this bounty outside in a new area. That's all I did. I fought this person who had a bounty on his head. That's all I did. Nothing else. Literally nothing else to show. Day 37, I constructed a brand new base just to go mining for ore. Yep, just to mine for the ore because I need it and I don't get automated mining ore until I beat one of the towers. Luckily, day 38 only contains more dungeon diving and fishing. That's it. I didn't do anything else of note on this day. On day 39, I entered the Industrial Age, and by the end of the day, I crafted the Giga Shield, which is a way better shield than the shield I started with. On day 40, I just went around flying on my bird because I wanted to explore the area around one of the towers that I have to fight eventually. Oh, also I found a supply drop which my gremlin instincts told me to loot, so I looted it, and that's all. Today I went out and caught a Wixen, and then I incubated both of the Anubis eggs that I started hatching a while ago. And then I put them both on my team and leveled them up to roughly my current level. And that's all I did today. Today, we finally challenged the first tower in the game. And since this is a very long fight, I'm just going to speed it up and show you the entire fight. And that's all. I'm probably going to cut out all the future fights and just skip to like the very end of them because, to be honest, they are very long and they all are virtually the same. Once you've seen one, you've seen basically all of them. I may have committed a few crimes today, but that's besides the point. The only crimes I committed were butchering a pal and maybe catching a pal that's on the endangered species list. But is that so much big of a deal? Oh, by the end of the day, I did use the pal expedition system for the first time, and it is good for passive materials, but they're kind of long, so it takes a while for them to return. Today, I went and caught the alpha catchus that I was planning on catching before I hatched the small catchus, which was fun. But then we went and got some contraband from the shady guy out back. Huh. The crime jokes really are strong this time in the 40s. Day 45 was filled with, of course, more ore mining. And then at the end of the day, we got the expedition rewards, and these are them. They're not anything too special, but they are rewards nonetheless. Time to get the more grindy part of this game underway. The POW research tasks, which take a really, really long time. Day 47 is a perfect example of why I hate going out at night without the hip lantern. It is so freaking dark outside, and I cannot see anything. You're seeing a little bit of a clearer image of what than what I'm seeing, because everything here is pitch black, kind of. It's worst at complete dark, like midnight dark, but it's a little brighter here, but I still can't see that much. Today was a more calmer day. I spent today mostly doing base reorganization, moving the PAL beds and moving basically everything around in the base and making my base a little bit bigger and more structurally sound. You know, doing the humane thing. Day 49 is spent organizing my items from yesterday's move and just in general, just around the base. That's all I did today. Today I channel my inner loot goblin by going for another supply drop because I can't help myself. I need the loot. And then I explore the snowy mountain around the second tower boss that I'm supposed to fight at some point in the future. Day 51 is, of course, more mining because I have no choice in this world. Today, I set up two separate bases and I just mined coal for the rest of the day because I need it for an ingot that'll be later down the line that I will want to have at least a stockpile of resources for soon. Today, we went and caught the Alpha Lunaris. Again, another pal I was going to catch in its alpha form, but I hatched it from an egg. Today, I got an insane RNG spawn of a pal recruiter, and I bought a Ragnahawk off of him, which is an insanely good buy because it's a really good fire pal for kindling, which will be very useful immediately. But later in the day, I discovered I had 75 out of the 107 pals I need in order to beat the catch 107 pals in the dex, which is about half of them roughly. So we're making pretty good progress, and we're only 54 days in. Today I sold off some of my worldly possessions for gold because, as real life teaches you, that money is power and money is everything basically. So you need money in order to succeed in life. Anyways, I crafted a lockpick, and then by the end of the day I crafted a pretty good armor set that will be helpful immediately tomorrow. Today we are fighting the second tower boss, and we just kind of easily defeat her. And don't even struggle in the slightest. Don't even come close to dying. Nothing like that. And then once we beat her, we basically get to look out at the lush scenery before us, simply taking in the view, but also taking a look towards our final challenge, the insurmountable mountain ahead. Today we put our lockpicking skills to the test. And then we go explore this dungeon, which for some reason has traps in this higher zone, so that's fun. Too bad you can cheese them easily. And then, you know, I had to kind of test to see how much damage they do, but I don't want to do it myself, so the bird has to take the hit. But by the end of the day, we find out why was farming all the coal and ore for the refined ingots that help me craft more stuff later. Today, while I was exploring, I found this cave, and I decided to go into it, and it's strange because it's not like the normal dungeons. Kind of just has loot all around, so okay, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. Loot is loot. Free loot is free loot. Anyways, by the end of the day, I visited the mountain area and I grabbed the fast travel point there, and that's basically all I did because I was too scared to go deeper into the area. Today started out fine. Me and my bird were just taking on a syndicate base, and then suddenly its health tanks, which leads to a funny situation. Yep, that's right. The bird died on me, and I did not see it, and I did not expect it. And I just sat in the base for 5 minutes, just contemplating how that could have possibly happened. And I don't know. So I left, returned home, and crafted a grave for my first death. And I knelt there the entire time. And now I will take this time to have an actual moment of silence for the fallen. We are now officially 60 days in, close to the end, only 30 days remain. But today we explore one of the more dangerous areas of Palworld. Not the most dangerous because I can actually fly here. But today I was just looking for the treasure chest and I decided to explore the island a little bit. By the end of the day, however, I did in fact find the loot and it's decent. It was only a common loot, so I didn't expect too much from it. Today we did more exploration and mining, the two constants in this game because it's a survival game and you need to do both of these in order to continue existence. So after that I just went around and found a supply drop and I fought off the guards and well I took the loot, but I found a rocket launcher schematic, which is very good this early in the game, but it's also bad because I cannot craft it because I don't have the materials to craft it, so that kind of sucks. And I never really do get around to crafting it either. Today is literally just pal catching and sulfur mining. I'm not joking, that's literally all that there is on this day. Another day filled with pal catching and exploration. Because I need EXP, because I'm trying to get to level 50. And it takes an insane amount of EXP to reach it, and I'm only level 35. You can do the math. Today, there's even more pal catching because more EXP to get to level 50. There's even more pal catching on this day as well. But, something funny happened, and this person decided to kill my free EXP, so, I may have committed a crime, but that's besides the point. And I gave him the gamer special. This day gives a perfect example of why I hate these bees. I hate most exploding type of like units like this in games, but in particular, I hate these bees in particular because they are annoying, and I wish only pain upon them. I apologize for the lack of enthusiasm the past few days, but it's literally just been farming and hunting because I need EXP to reach level 50 for the final goal, which is probably going to be the hardest one to accomplish, is get to level 50 because it requires an insane amount of EXP to get to. Anyways, on this day, we were hunting a pal until suddenly this happened. My armor broke and I absolutely fucking panicked and ran and got out of there because I was not living that if I stayed. Day 68 was filled with uniqueness because I got raided while I was mining coal. But during the raid I kind of got hit hard, but I also retreated because I'm gonna be honest, with the weight slowing me down, I didn't really feel that confident in fighting off the horde of birds. Anyways, after returning from storing my stuff away, I had fought them off, and for some strange reason, they kind of started leaving after a little while, which I don't know. I've never seen this before, so I don't know what it is. Day 6-9. I'm not making a joke. You're not going to catch me making the joke. I was not prepared to make said joke on this day. Therefore, I don't have the right to make the joke. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, good. You need to stay pure and innocent to the true horrors of this world. This starts at the end of day 70 because I level up. That's literally the only clip for this day. Today, there's another base rating, but it gives me PTSD now because I don't want another bird to die. Which, by the way, almost happens again. I almost let another bird die, but luckily I have the common sense this time and leave before my bird is killed. Today, I fought and caught the Verdash, which is basically just the grass type clone of Cinderace by Palworld, which, I mean, I like both Cinderaces, so I'm fine with this. Today is simply just me going around, getting Lefunked energy and exploring. But I'm only going to show the Lefunked energy gathering. And I'm pretty sure I'm saying this wrong. Today, we find our first Predator pal. Huh, I wonder what level it is. You know, I actually choose life. Day 75. 25 days remain until the end of this video. So today, I kind of just took a day to kind of take a break and just review what I've done so far throughout this entire playthrough. This was, I believe, the end of my third day recording this, or the next day was the end of day 3 of recording this. But anyways, today we see how many pals I've caught in total, what level I am currently, and review all of that. As it stands, I'm level 42 at the moment. I have 8 more levels to go until level 50, which it's possible that I could reach it, but it's not looking very probable with how much time I have left. For the pals, I've caught 90 out of 107 I need to catch. So, I can probably finish that up in a couple of days. For the last tower and for the oil rig, those should be easily completable in like one day, so I'm not too concerned about that. The only things I'm concerned about right now is the legendary schematic, which I have not even seen one yet, and the catching a legendary pal. Because I'm gonna be honest, if I'm struggling this much to reach level 50, I'm not gonna reach level 60, and I'm not gonna be able to catch one of the legendary pals. So it's not looking great. On day 76, I'm just exploring the mountain areas more, but I do get a pump shotgun schematic, which is good because it means I can craft a better shotgun when I get home. Today, we are fighting the final tower that I have to battle in this video. But as the other towers have gone, this tower goes the exact same. There's absolutely no difference in the fight in the tower, which, I mean, I kind of wish there was, but I'm kind of glad it doesn't because it's kind of free regardless, so it's not really like it matters. After defeating the boss, you get this nice view, which it looks really good in VR. Too bad I do not have the capability to show you. But yeah, this is the first challenge out of the bunch that I cleared. So we can be happy about that, about this being the first challenge that is cleared. Today we had our first sick pal because it was depressed. So, I had my cat just cook up some medicine for it. I gave my cat some pats. And then I fed him the medicine. I don't know why he was depressed. I wasn't. It's not like I'm working him that hard or anything. Day 79 marks a monumental day because I move out of the Stone Ages and actually equipped some actual firearms. What I'm saying is I moved on from the crossbow to the handgun and the revolver and basically the other weapons in this game. That's all I'm saying. On day 80, it is a rare, very rare moment because it's actually a moment I recorded while I was taking a break to eat because this was like afternoon time when I normally eat. So I just decided to let the game run for this day because I was already taking a break, so I might as well record a day. On day 81, we go treasure hunting once again. We find this one that's a rare one, so I dig it up and we find this pal armor, which I need the pal metal ingots to craft, which, I don't have access to those yet because I'm not high enough level to access them, so that's pain. But by the end of the day, I did craft the Giga Shield, which will be a help for tanking more hits later in the video. Day 82 was just some base raiding, but I didn't get good enough loot to warrant really showing much else besides me attacking the base. So yeah, on to the next day. Surprisingly, on day 83, out of nowhere, I got the legendary old bow schematic. I don't know how. I don't know where it came from. I just suddenly found it in my inventory. Like I'm genuinely not joking. I just found it in my inventory. There's no creative mode in this game either, or no possible way I could do it, cheat the system. At least not that I'm aware of. So yeah. Anyways, I crafted it and technically I don't have to use it. I just have to craft it. So that one is down. And then for the rest of the day, just crafted the pal metal pickaxe because I finally got some pal metal. I checked today with the fishing pond and I found something that I don't even have on my main profile. I found a pal with the vampire um passive, which is insane because I don't have it on my main profile or my main world that I've been using ever since I started the game. But that's very cool because I don't have it on my main profile. So that's the highlight of this day. Today we went treasure hunting. I found the first one I found had a palmetto armor schematic, which is good. It's weaker than the heat resistant one, but I'll take that nonetheless. And then we stumble upon this absolute abomination of a second spawn for the loot, and I cannot get this because those pals are level 54, and right now I'm in no position to try and fight them for this. So I guess I'll just have to come back later when I'm a little bit stronger. This is the only clip I'm going to show you of this day, because this pal metal armor took 8 minutes to craft. I am not joking. The original clip length is 8 minutes. I sped it up to time 16%, and now it's only 27 seconds, but it's still fairly long, so this is the only clip I'm going to show you of today. More pal catching today to try and get to level 50. I don't think it's going to work. I think I started too late. It's day 87. Today is filled with, you guessed it, more pal catching. But this time, it's a special desert edition where I'm just catching pals in the desert that I haven't explored until up to this point. So that's fun. That's unique because there's somewhat new pals here that I can catch. So that's good. At least not the same pal catching that I've been doing for the past 88 days. Do I need to elaborate further? This was my POV the entire day. I was just mining wood because I was running out of wood because I was crafting charcoal. which I need in order to craft some stuff. And I was running low on wood, so I had to chop trees for the entire day. That's all I did this entire day is chop trees. Huh, just like a corporation in 2020. That's crazy. 10 days remain until day 100. So today I just went around the desert catching more pals, trying to get my level as close to 50 as I can before the end of this because I'm gonna be honest, at this point in the video when I was recording it, I knew I probably wasn't going to reach it because the EXP values at this point is like a million or 2 million to level up, and you only get about 10,000 EXP for each pal capture, and you get EXP value. You get EXP per pal capture up to 12 pals. So I wasn't gonna get it if I wanted to do something actually fun in the last 10 days. So forgive me. All right, I'm gonna level with you on this day. There is no viable way I see to get from 46 to 50 in the last 10 days. So I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just gonna bite the bullet right here and say I just failed that challenge because there's no way I'm going to grind up all those levels in the next 10 days before day 100. But luckily, while I was out catching in the desert for those couple days, we surpassed the 107 we needed to complete in the PAL Pokédex thing, whatever it's called. So we have that going for us at least, and that's another one of the challenges knocked down. So we only have half left. So it'll be good because surely I get the other ones done. Okay, so during this day, I got stuck in this kind of loop for like 3 minutes because I didn't want to charge in there because I didn't know how much damage they would do to me, but they also couldn't come out of the door, so I was stuck because they were basically door camping behind the door, and I was stuck here going back and forth trying to throw grenades and slowly whittle their health down. That's literally the only exciting thing that happened this day is, and it was kind of funny because they were just camping the door the entire time while I slowly had to work my way in. Today, there's more treasure hunting. I got a helmet this time for the purple schematics, so that's good. So at least I have a good set of armor to use for the next couple of days. And then today I decided to return to the um area where I was trying to loot before, but I was stopped by the two electric flying birds, and I decided to take them on to try and get the loot. Though I'm gonna be honest, in my opinion, it was completely worthless because I didn't get anything good anyways. Today is the day of final checks before I go ahead and take on the oil rig on day 95. I just basically had to level up my pals. That's the only thing significant that I did is I leveled up my pals to closer to my level than they were previously. That's all I did. Really. Well, that's all of note I did. Today, I took on the oil rig. I'm gonna keep it a stack. It is 11 minutes in total, the entire fight from start to finish. So I'm just gonna speed it up and let you watch the sped up version of it because I'm not gonna put an 11-minute clip into this. So here, have the sped up version of it. I did it again. Oh my fucking god. I can't believe I did it a second time. I let my bird die a second time. Well, after giving the bird the proper respect I can give, I returned home and made another grave for my bird, and I gotta stop killing these birds, man. Today I added a new bird to my team and I was testing it out and oh my god, it's so much faster than the other bird. I honestly kind of think the death was fair and balanced because it gave me a better bird. Thoughts? Day 98, of course, was spent looting and getting supply drops. I'm gonna be honest, there's 2 days left. I don't know what else you expected me to do in 2 days. And of course, day 99, I spent more or less doing the same. Just going around and looting those bases that I haven't really looted before to try and see if I can get some sort of good thing before the end. And I'm gonna be honest, no, it did not work. I did not get anything good. So that's sad. I didn't get any good loot, which makes me a little upset. But you know, it is what it is. We start day 100, the final day of this thing, by giving some respect to my two fallen burbs. I will give a moment of silence for them both. Anyways, after that moment has passed, now it is time to talk challenges. Because as you remember at the beginning of the video, I imposed 6 challenges on myself. They are: capture at least one legendary pal, obtain and craft a legendary weapon or piece of armor, register at least 107 unique pals, defeat 3 different boss towers, reach level 50 and take on at least one oil rig, and as you have seen from this video, I did not capture a legendary pal. I was not strong enough to be able to do so. I did craft and obtain a legendary weapon. I registered at least 107 unique pals. I defeated 3 of the tower bosses. I unfortunately did not reach level 50, even but though I was very close for reaching level 50. And I did take on the oil rig on day 95. I believe it was 95. So, as you can tell, I didn't complete the challenges. Therefore, I technically did not complete the challenges. But, you know, sometimes it's not about completing the challenges. Sometimes it's about the journey. And that's all I have to say on that. Sometimes it's just about the journey that you take, and this journey certainly was a fun one, and it was very interesting to edit this entire video down. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to consider subscribing and liking the video. I will try to make more of these as time goes on. But that is all from me. Until the next time, I'll see you guys then. Keep gaming, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.